Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, we'll give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachak with us. Demaz the Apostles, Eligir Millstone, hopefully like Tishmar 30, Bala Chayaba. Hey, man, I'm gonna get straight right into it. So, quick lesson, man. Based off of an article I found on CNN, it says Kim Jong-un vows full speed ahead for North Korea's nuclear program as he flaunts ICBM missiles. Yeah, man. And, well, let's read it before we... Let's read a little bit of this. It says, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un vowed on Monday to ramp up his development of nuclear arms as a military parade in Pyongyang showcased the country's most advanced weaponry yet, including an intercontinental ballistic missile. Experts say put the entire U.S. mainland in range. Yeah, so this is just further proving that America, Babylon, the Great, will be destroyed, man, with ICBM missiles. You know, these other countries aren't making intercontinental capable missiles, you know, just for nothing. So it says the country will strengthen and develop its nuclear forces at the highest possible speed. Yeah, because at the same time, these other nations know, and America as well, you know, they all know that World War III is on the horizon. So what? They're rushing. Really, it's the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yashai, you know, speeding up the time, you know, with the prophecies being fulfilled, and, you know, the Lord speeding up the times for the elect's sake as well. But at the same time, these other nations know that World War III is on the horizon. So they're rushing, you know, to get their defenses ready. So it says Kim said as a Hwasong 17 ICBM, multiple giant rocket launchers, and a submarine-launched ballistic missile were all paraded through the streets of the North Korean capital. Yeah, man, so these other nations, man, you know, they're starting to boast about their you know, their weaponry, you know, that they have. You know, mainly, man, they're doing that to show America, hey, man, you know, you're not the king, you know, you're not the superpower of the earth anymore. You know, this just North Korea's just showing off, you know, at this point by having this parade. So experts said the parade, held to mark the 90th anniversary of the founding of the North Korean army, offered a glimpse into Kim's ambitions for his weapons program, particularly his efforts to develop solid fuel missiles that would be easier to hide from foreign spy agencies. It also offered an insight to his mindset. They said, any country or force that try to confront North Korea militarily will cease to exist, Kim said, as he described his nuclear forces as a symbol of national power and the basis of our military. Yeah, so, and why North Korea is saying that so boldly is because they know they have allies as well. You know, North Korea has China and Russia as their allies. You know, so that's why they're boldly saying that. Let's get a scripture. Well, before, let me see if it's it says, well, yeah, let's go ahead and bring out Joel 3 and 9, it says, Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war and wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Yeah, in this sense, it's speaking about, the other nations, these Gentiles, speaking about the other nations. It says, wake up the mighty men. Yeah, the mighty men represent, the rulers of these other countries. It says, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Yeah, all these countries with, militaries, strong military, like North Korea, Russia, Iran, whatever. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Yeah, so just how, before when America was that big top superpower, they had strength over all these other nations, and they were considered weak, man, compared to America. But what now? Prophecy is being fulfilled. This prophecy being fulfilled, man. Again, it says, beat your plowshares into swords, pruning hooks into spears. Yeah, and plowshares and pruning hooks are both basically farming tools. So these other nations are starting to, and that's symbolic, showing you that they're becoming stronger. It says, let the weak say, I'm strong. Assemble yourselves, come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh. So yeah, going back to the article, it says, true peace can be trusted by national dignity, and national sovereignty can be guaranteed by the powerful self-defense force that can overcome the enemy, Kim said in a statement released by the state-run Korean Central News Agency. His nuclear forces' first mission was to deter war, but if anyone tried to take away the fundamental interests of our country, our nuclear force will have no choice but to carry out its second mission. He did not elaborate on what that second mission would be. Yeah, so he's speaking to America. He's alluding to America. Because really, man, Babylon, America, they don't want no one to be above them. So, let's see. Let's see if there's anything else to bring up. Yeah, it says North Korea claims to have successfully tested the missile in March, with a report in its state media at the time describing the launch as a powerful nuclear war deterrent. And quoting Kim as the country was fully ready for any potential military confrontation with the United States. Yeah, now the pruning hooks have become swords now. These other nations, man. Now they're ready. Before, they couldn't do that. But now, Yahweh Bashim Yashai put the spear on these other nations to, develop a stronger military in order to, be over America. In that in the military fashion. So it says the ICBM could, at least theoretically, put the entire U.S. Mainland in range of a North Korean nuclear warhead. But analysts say there are questions over whether the missile can deliver a nuclear payload on target. So let's go to, well, let's see. Before we get that, let's go to Jeremiah 50. Yeah, this Jeremiah 50 and 9, it says, "For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country." But Babylon is America the Great. Babylon the Great. That's America. It says, "An assembly of great nations from the north country." Yeah, the assembly represents we know that north country is Russia, and the assembly of great nations is the Russian Federation. Basically all those who departed from Russia, in that Russian land, they became independent. They're starting to reunite and join back with Russia. So it says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. Yeah, like a marksman. None shall return in vain. Yeah, those arrows are symbolic to those missiles, man. It's not referring to actual arrows, shot from a bow. First of all, an arrow can't travel that far, thousands of miles. And second of all, what's the arrow going to do to, an entire country? So that we know that's symbolic. What? So, you got to take common sense. You got to put things of the common sense, man, What has the capability, what functions like an arrow, goes up from its starting point, and then it travels all the way to its destination with the capability to completely destroy it in modern day times. Yeah, none other than nuclear missile, man. That's basically the modern day arrow. So again, it says their arrow shall be as mighty as of a mighty man, or a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. Yeah, showing you that these arrows shot, they're not coming back, man. Once they're shot, these nuclear missiles, man, shot against America, that's it, man. They're not coming back. They're going straight for their destination, man. There's gonna not be any thing to stop that, because really the Spirit of the Lord is on these other nations, man, to do this, to shoot those missiles, and the Lord's gonna the Lord's Spirit is gonna be on the missiles too, Yeah, and it says again, an assembly of great nations from North Country. Yeah, so that's speaking about the assembly of great nations, speaking about the Russian Federation, and that North Country is Russia. But we know North Korea and the other allies like China and Iran, and the other countries, they will all aid in the destruction of Babylon. So I just wanted to bring that out. So yeah, man, this is inevitable. This what's to come upon America. World War III. You know, hey man, ain't nothing gonna stop World War III from happening. So let's go to back to the article. It says, I said, skipping down, it says, Kim said that these are all the things that North Korea is going to do, and that included a multiple warhead ICBM, a solid propellant ICBM. Yeah, and for those who say, oh, you know, how is 200 million missiles going to be shot on America if there's only, a couple thousand missiles in the whole world? Well, really, if you take into consideration the warheads that are in these missiles, you know, these multiple warheads are in each missile, man. That's going to add up to 200 million. That's going to add up to 200 million. So it says, a solid propellant ICBM launching a military satellite. And even putting a nuclear power submarine to sea. And then it says what? I don't think he's going to stop until that list is completed, Lewis said. Previously, North Korea has announced plans to enhance the accuracy of its missiles and increase the range up to 15,000 kilometers or 9,320 missiles or miles. Yeah, man. So they're even, hey, man, these other nations, man, they're far exceeding America's, they're far exceeding America in, technology, technology-wise, and in the military sense as well. Because at the end of the day, man, prophecy has to be fulfilled. How about Shimi Al-Shah? Hey, this is in the Bible, man. For America to be destroyed by these other nations. And for these other nations to have the capability to destroy America, they're obviously going to have, better weaponry, better military. So let's get real quick. Psalm 7 and 11. The Most High judgeth the righteous. The Most High is angry with the wicked every day. Yeah, but the Most High is angry, man, with Babylon. He's also angry, of course, with these other nations, these heathen nations, because they also, drunk that cup of Babylon, and they also were involved, in the downfall of our people, the Israelites, so-called Native Americans, Negroes, and Latinos. So the Lord's also angry with them, but what we know, the Lord, he's angry the most with America, with Esau. So it says, Psalm 7 and 12, if he turn not, he will whet his sword, he has bent his bow and made it ready. He hath also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. Yeah, we know those arrows, man. Those are the missiles. Behold, he traveleth with iniquity, and hath conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehood. He made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. Yeah, because really, man, first and foremost, by Esau taking down, by Esau coming up against the Most High and his people, he already dug a pit right there, man. It says, Psalm 7:16, his mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. Yeah, man, and it's not funny, man. You know, the wise men and T-men, invented these missiles. It's the T-men. T-Minus represents the German. You know, the German, which are also Edomites. But isn't it funny, man? The same thing that America has rejoiced in. Their missiles and their military capability. These other nations are going to do the same thing over America. So let's go to Jeremiah 51:11. Make bright the arrows. Yep, those arrows are symbolic, again, to the missiles, the nuclear missiles. Gather the shields. Yahweh hath raised up the spears, the spear of the kings of the Medes. Yeah, the Medes are the Russians. For his device is against Babylon to destroy it. Because it is vengeance of the Lord Yahweh, it is vengeance of his temple. Yeah, man, because Babylon has touched the Lord's people. Babylon has came up against the Most High. So the Lord will destroy. He will put the other spirit. He will put his spirit. He'll put the spirit on these other nations to do so. So to end off this Revelation 18:7, how much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I said a queen, I am no widow, I shall see no sorrow. Yeah, and that's that spirit of Babylon, of America. A lot of these Americans don't think that a nuclear war is going to come. World War III is going to come. That spirit of America, they've been dwelling in that safe, that proud mindset, thinking that nothing's going to happen to them. While these other nations are going through hardships, they've been through hardships. America really hasn't been through hardships like that. And that's by design. It says, again, for she saith in her heart, I said a queen, I am no widow, I shall see no sorrow. Yeah, again, that's a common American show schmoes mindset. They don't think that nothing's going to happen because nothing's really happened like that, compared to, what these other nations have been through and stuff. It hasn't really came here yet. So let's go to verse 8. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burned by fire. For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. Yeah, and of course it's not gonna come literally in one day, and that's gonna be it. It's gonna be a buildup. The Lord's gonna, like it says, peace and safety, they shall think themselves peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them. We're seeing that point where famine is on the rise, mourning and death is on the rise. But that one day represents how fast these things are going to come upon, these plagues are going to come upon Babylon. It's right around the corner, man. But one thing is that when those nuclear missiles are shot upon Babylon, it's going to be destroyed in 1 hour. And that's scripture. And that's even, if we keep on reading down, it says, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her. Yeah, because these other nations, benefited off of America. They or, widen their estate, for lack of better words, by, drinking that cup of America. It says, shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Yeah, because, at the end of the day, these other nations are going to kind of be like, damn, like, America, man, we made so much money off of this place, but, now it's burning. It says, verse 10, getting to the point, it says, standing far off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for 1 hour is thy judgment come. So yeah, that proves right there that America is, once those nuclear missiles are shot, it's going to be destroyed in 1 hour. And it's going to be burning for a long period of time, man. Bringing, even once Israel is back in its rulership, back in their rulership, Yahushua comes back, establishes his kingdom. Hey, Babylon's going to be burning for a long time, man, because all them missiles that, that are going to be shot upon it. So, yes, real quick, man, just want to bring that out. See, these other nations are starting to become stronger than America. They already are, basically, man. And if we're speaking about in terms of, these other nations in unison against America, it's without a doubt, they're stronger, that they have the capability to take down America. So, yeah, just real quick, man, these other nations, man, are prophecies being fulfilled, man. Them prune hooks, plowshares starting to become swords, man. So it's real quick, want to bring that out. Lord, leave brothers out there edified. Yahweh Bashim Yashai. Barakathum. Shalom.